Never did one, so here we go.
Do it!
Disney Star Wars diversity hire one Leslie Headland, who was groomed at the feet of the master one Harvey Weinstein.
You ain't lying.
Ooh.
Says that her show, The Acolyte, the worst ratioed and rated show in Disney's history,
You are correct, sir. Yes!
has no problem with being called gay.
Gay!
Her problem? You calling it gay.
Why are you gay?
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. See, that's going to be a problem.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men.
And I got news for you. That means you're gay.
And it's what's next. Hey, happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good today. This is something that I never did a video on, either A, because I didn't give to, or B, I didn't give to. But I'm going to do one anyway, just for the hell of it. The current iteration of Star Wars, The Acolyte, has gotten such tremendous reviews, amazing critique. How could a show this so legendary, this so on point with George Lucas, get so ratioed and so trashed the way it's been? Now, you can say it's a number of things. You can say, A, people just don't care about Star Wars anymore. B, the fans have been treated so elegantly that they're like, you know what, why bother? It's going to get incredible ratings. Or C is where I'm going. They don't give about content, canon, Lucas, and of course, making it the gayest show on Disney ever. Which, i.e., turned out to be the worst ratioed and rated show in Disney's streaming history. But, according to one Leslie Headland, she has no problem with it being called gay. Her problem is you calling it gay. And see, yeah, that's a problem. Me? I've got no issues. And I'll continue to do so. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Creator of Disney's amazing Acolyte says it's really reductive to call all female witch coven lesbians because they make babies together. Let that sink in for a bit. Leslie Headland, creator of the new Disney Plus series, The Acolyte, says it's really reductive to label an all-female witch covens as lesbians and urges viewers to pay more attention to the made-up shitty story. In an interview with reporter Brian Davids for The Hollywood Reporter, Headland, former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein, you can go wherever you want to go with that one, says she's proud to inspire the alphabet fans, but says critics are seeing queer with a capital Q content where she did not intend it to be. But you did it anyway. The showrunner said in a viral video that a journalist asking her if The Acolyte is arguably the gayest Star Wars and considerable margin has been thrown out of proportion. But this is the clip that went viral.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars, I think, by a considerable margin. And are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
It's pretty gay. Let's be honest.
I see no denials. Just an observation. I was surprised by the question. Amandala, of course, she did a wonderful, wonderful viral video on how everyone is racist because they hate the current Star Wars. Well, you know. And I burst out laughing because that was a knee-jerk reaction to being asked that. But to be honest, I don't know what the term gay means in that sense. Anyway, Helen told the outlet, adding, I don't believe that I create the queer with a capital Q content. No. Really? Hollywood Reporter article concedes that Steinberg's dual role characters have two mothers and no father. But of course that's not gay. No. Perhaps the most queer adjacent story is that the 24-year-old Anisian twins were born to two moms, mother Anicia Jodie Turner-Smith and mother Corel Margarita Levita, who plenty of internet commentators are calling a lesbian couple. The two led exile covenant witches on the planet of Brendok. Of course, remember, this has nothing to do with George Lucas's canon. This shit was just made up as they went along, where they practiced their own interpretation of the Force. Yes, their own interpretation of the Force, known as the thread. Yeah, It's eventually implied, not confirmed, that Anastasia used her brand of force powers to impregnate Coral with the twins. But for Headland, their relationship is more circumstantial. It's just coincidental. Headland, however, claimed that the two mothers are not exactly a romantic couple. They're in a matriarch society. As a gay woman, I knew it would have read their sexuality as queer, but they aren't any men in the community. Okay, so a closeness between the two of them would be natural. It seemed plot-driven. She adds, I would say it's really reductive to call them lesbians. I think it means that you're not really paying attention to the made-up shitty story. The Acolyte, which began streaming in the beginning of the month, is the latest Disney Star Wars series that prioritizes female heroines, yes, all those, boss girls, and other diverse casting choices. Being that Lucas had one of the most diverse castings in the history of sci-fi, nah, that doesn't mean shit. As Barbara News report, Disney cast gender non-binary actress. Of course, she's non-binary. She was a woman before the hiring. Amanda Steinberg in the lead role, which also casting a male to female trans mental YouTube personality Abigail Thorne in a supporting cast. The show's emphasis on identity politics has led to some critics to dub it the woke light. I just call it the shit light because that's what it is. Now that I've said in the past that I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan, I know of it, but I'm not in it. But everything that I read, everything that I've seen on this show proves out to be fact. It is the gayest show on Disney streaming. It is the gayest interpretation of the Star Wars universe. And it basically shits on everything that George Lucas has ever done. Again, this is a decade going on now. From the worst trilogy in the Star Wars history to all the shows that have followed afterwards. Outside of The Mandalorian, when they had Gina Carano, then once they fired Gina Carano, the show went to shit. But anyway, who's paying attention? But with this, there's no false interpretation. There's no misspeak. There's no, misinformation or disinformation. The show is absolutely 1000% of the gayness. Being a gay, she doesn't have a problem with. You interpreting it and calling it gay is her biggest issue. And like I said in the beginning of this, I have no problem continuing on calling it for what it is. Calling a spade a spade. And guess what? It's gay. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Borganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Peace.